Hey friends, it is me. It is Tuesday night. I am on Facebook Live number 44, which means in just a few days, like 6 days, I will hit 50 and I will be halfway done. I will actually be to the halfway mark. For this, I am very grateful, super grateful. Can't even tell you how happy I am to be able to reach halfway. I was just sitting here for the last few minutes, stalling. I was just stalling. I don't know why. Hi, Melissa. Thank you for jumping on here. And also a little wave to Brooklyn if you're still here watching. The topic that I wanted to talk about tonight is sacrifice. But now that I'm here in the live, it feels too big. I'm just going to be really transparent with you guys. It feels too big for me. Sacrifice is hard. Sacrifice is necessary. Sacrifice is often unpleasant, and it usually requires giving something up in order to work towards something else or something better or something more important. Sacrifice. Melissa, help me. I don't know if I want to talk about this tonight, which is probably a good indication that I should stick it out and see it through. I have set some new goals for myself for the next 12 months. A couple of them are pretty big goals, and they're exciting, they're challenging, they're important to me and also to my family, and they will require sacrifice. Melissa, yes, we definitely do that. We, many times, especially moms, I think we do a lot of sacrificing to make it easier for the people we care about. And a lot of times, there's no return on the investment as far as that goes, sacrificing to make something easier for someone else. You don't get a return on that kind of investment. What am I going to have to sacrifice for my big goals? Well, that's a great question. I am going to have to sacrifice time. I'm going to have to sacrifice an hour or two a day. I think average it would be an hour a day, Melissa, that I will have to sacrifice, say, spending time with hubby in the evening to work on this big goal, or maybe even sacrificing a Saturday. Oh, Melissa, time with hubby, my husband, or my kids, maybe. I mean, I may have to sacrifice time on the weekends to work on this big goal. I'm gonna have to definitely sacrifice some of my own wants. I'm gonna have to sacrifice maybe a little bit of money. Yes, you are totally right, Melissa. It's not forever. And I figure we can do almost anything for a certain length of time or a certain season, right? It will totally be so worth it in the end, Melissa. If I can do this thing, if I can hold my ground and do the work, it'll be worth it. It'll be so meaningful to me personally, and it will be so great for my husband and my boys if I can do this thing. Hopefully the time will fly. I feel like sacrifice is not something we talk about a lot, but we all know that it's necessary. It's required, right? Not if, but when. Yeah, I love that, Melissa. Thank you. You are a true friend and a gift to me tonight during this live, because you may notice that I'm struggling here to talk about sacrifice. I'm struggling. We are so used to living in a instant gratification world. We live in a time in our culture that competition is so fierce, no matter where you look, no matter what goal or big dream you have. And those who sacrifice big and those who do the work day in and day out with their head down and their nose to the grindstone, they're the ones who win. They win big. I love that you mentioned, Melissa, that it's okay to struggle. That's a sign of growth, right? If I weren't struggling with this thing, this big goal, this dream that I desperately want, if I wasn't struggling, then really I would have to wonder, how bad do you really want it? Here's the reality. Airplane. Just breathe and jump on in. Yeah. Just jump. Take a breath. Take a jump. I definitely agree with you. I feel like we don't talk about sacrifice enough, you know, in our lives, in our profession, you know, whatever that may be, in our families. Like, I don't know why it's so scary. I don't know why it's such a scary word or idea. Am I willing to share my big dream? I might be willing to DM you later. That's how many times let me back up. I've started and stopped on this particular dream so many times in the last 15 years that I'm gun shy now to even say it out loud. Like, that's how trepidatious I feel. Right, Melissa? You're so right. The worst thing that'll happen is that you'll learn from it. I like the saying, you either win or you learn. There's no real loser, right? You either win or you learn. So that's what I'm going to go with. I wish I had some well laid out thought and, like bullet points to talk about sacrifice tonight. But the truth is, sacrifice is needful and sacrifice is hard, and I'm worth it. And my dream is worth it. I will definitely message you. Thank you for that encouragement. I definitely needed to hear that, like, right now. So, Melissa, thank you so much. Yeah, I know I can do this. I know I can do this. I know that I can. Melissa, you're so nice. You're way too nice to me. You sacrificed being uncomfortable tonight, and you're doing great. I am so uncomfortable. I feel like I have yet to experience this level of discomfort on any of my 44 lives that I've done. How silly is that? How ridiculous is that? Like, I am so uncomfortable talking about sacrifice, let alone having to confront the fact that I am going to have to sacrifice some things. Nothing that I can't live without, certainly, but welcome to my world, Melissa. Hey, Wendy, I see you, girl. Thanks for popping in with me. Just the idea that I am going to have to sacrifice some things for a while to build this dream, kind of like it scares me, I think, Melissa, because I feel like I have started and stopped and failed so many times. Like, every time I started and stopped before to build this thing, I failed. And so now I'm gun shy, I'm scared. Like, I know what it's gonna take, I know what it's gonna require, and it just feels hard. It feels hard to say, this is gonna take sacrifice, this is gonna take commitment, this is gonna take diligence, this is gonna take grit. And I also know that this is going to take grace. Going to college, age 40, full-time job, for reals. Like, you had to sacrifice so much. And I think maybe once I get into the thing, the building, like, maybe it won't feel so hard, the sacrifice and the commitment, but like here, right where I sit right now, I have anxiety about the sacrifice. And the other thing that, I'm just going to go off on a tangent for a minute. You'll be there every step of the way. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. It really does. my tangent is that I have a huge issue with procrastination. I don't like to think of myself as a lazy person because I know that I can be a hard worker. Becoming a teacher, that's been a ton of hard work. But I procrastinate. There, I said it. I procrastinate. And so knowing that this dream is going to require sacrifice, the procrastination just, I feel like it makes it feel even more heavy. Just, it feels big and hairy and scary, like BHS, big, hairy, scary things. Thinking more short term instead of the big picture. That is a great idea, which is why I took the big goal, the 12-month goal, and I've already started breaking it down into, like manageable pieces. Biting. Wendy says, procrastination is not laziness. Melissa, don't we all procrastinate? Yes, we do, I guess, but I feel like the worst. I feel like there's no good reason for it. And if I would just get in and hustle and do the work and be boss and make the sacrifices, right? Make the sacrifices, then then everything would be perfect. But honestly, sacrificing to me feels like I have to go without. And I don't like it. I don't like it. If I have to go without, like that it just rubs me the wrong way. We'll make a plan and I'll be your partner, your accountability partner. Oh, you're yes, for sure. I need it. I need that, Melissa. Deep breaths and trust. You can do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. And I even want to make the sacrifices. I do. I want to. I just don't like it. I don't like the idea of having to go without. There. That's it. I don't like it. Sacrifice feels hard. Only for a short period of time. That is what needs to scare you. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's only temporary. Being accountable to someone. Well, the two of you are here with me, and so now I'm accountable. Yeah. And I am going to make a vow to myself to send you a DM, Melissa. I'm going to do that. It's going to be super hard, but I'm going to do this. I can do hard things. You can do hard things. Didn't I just talk about that a couple of lives ago? We can do hard things. And then to choose your hard. Like, maybe that's part of this. Like, I need to hear my own words. Like, choose your hard. All right, ladies. I have a 9-year-old off camera who is literally going bananas, and my neighbor is mowing. Shout out to Brad. Hopefully your lawn care is going well. Melissa, please hunt me down. I would love that. I really would. But maybe hunt me down in a loving way. Or not. Maybe, you know what, honestly, maybe I need a swift kick in the bottom. Yeah, maybe I need a swift kick in the butt. I hope my grandma doesn't watch this. Like, maybe what I really need is a swift kick in the ass. Sorry, Grandma. She's on Facebook. What do you do? I don't know. Go back and listen to that one about hard things. Yes, I will definitely be doing that tonight, Melissa. Oh, this was so hard. Tonight was hard. Hi, Jen, if you're watching. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. Sacrifice is hard. Sacrifice is, it's heavy, it's important, and it's valuable, and there's a time and a season for little sacrifices and big sacrifices, and I am reaching a season where I have to make some big sacrifices. I made it through. Yes, I did, Melissa. Thank you. I am so, so thankful that you and Wendy are here with me tonight. All right, ladies and other friends, I am sending you grace and peace and sunshine, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow evening. All right, have a good night.